So here's one that I absolutely adore. Learn to say no and use it with respect. I have been saying this for a long friggin' time. The world needs to be told no. I don't mean the world, I just mean people. But people need to be told no, but do it with respect. But I think a lot of things would go better if people were told no a lot more often because yeah, just yeah. The problem with saving for your old age is that you never know when you are old. Save some, but don't forget to have fun while you were young. Told me by my great aunt after she suffered a stroke and is bedridden. Well, there's wisdom there, but there's also, you got I get it, but I don't always agree. If you want to be rich, live like you're poor. If you want to be poor, live like you're rich. I've heard that one before. Care what other people think, but don't let that change what you want. I care that my dad wants me to follow in his footsteps and code or be a counselor, but that doesn't change what I want for my career. Understanding people's feelings while not letting it rule you is the most powerful thing I've learned yet. I like that. That's smart. Just take one step at a time. No matter how small, each step will bring you closer to your goal. Never go cheap on things that separate you from the ground. I'm assuming that means shoes, socks, and flooring. I don't. Just start. Don't think about your idea too much. Write it down and act on it. Just start. That's good. I like that one. This one says that I am worth more. I think a lot of people could use that. I think a lot of people, there are obviously some that think too much of themselves, but there's quite a few more that I think don't realize their worth. And a lot of us could use that. A lot of people could really use that advice. No matter you fail or you win, always takes time to do things that you seize every opportunity and value relations over the money so that at the end, when you look back, you don't feel regret that I wish I could have done more that I didn't even try. Punctuation is important, but yes. Enjoy life. Well, if you can, then do it. I had a high school English teacher who told our class, don't focus on being interesting. Find things you're interested in. See, that's smart. The answer to every question you don't ask is no. If you're going to say something nobody gives a shit about, then don't say anything at all. Helped me through a lot of social experiences because I'm bad at talking to people. Yes. Yeah. Just because you can say it doesn't mean you should. Just because you can do it doesn't mean you should. You know? Yeah. My uncle said to me when I was around 16 and complained about how stupid the school is, listen, in life you can lose everything except what you learned. So learn everything that you can. This quote from him made me learn how to draw, how to cook, how to use a sewing machine, how to do basic plumbing, how to weld, etc. There you go. Smart advice. Don't sweat the petty things and don't pet the sweat. Oh my God, they did it again. And I read it again. If it feels right, do it. Maybe. Do what you want to do and be who you want to be. Never give up and never let anyone tell you what you can or can't achieve. Well, yeah, but sometimes you need advice. Sometimes you need a wake up call, and sometimes you're making bad decisions. We all do that. Yeah. Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of death. Okay, I love that one. Um, it was told to me in the form of an audiobook, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, and someone that really did change the way I think. I don't remember the exact quote, but it's something along the lines of, I might not always have control of the situation, but I always have the control of how I react. That is a big, yeah, everyone's been saying that one for many, many years. And it's true. It's definitely true. Don't watch how he treats the waitress. Watch how he treats his mother. Actually, I'd say both. But the true asshole is easy to spot because they're rude to everyone. But this advice helps you spot the manipulative ones who are nice in public, nasty in private to their loved ones. Save me more than once. Yeah, but see, I kind of agree. I kind of disagree. Not that you have to, like, be completely obsessed with watching people, but how they treat people and under different circumstances is really just an indicator. Take control of your life and hold everyone responsible for your actions. Oh, whoops, I read that wrong. Take control of your life and hold yourself responsible for your actions, because otherwise that would have been a little awkward. Stay calm. But are you supposed to carry on? My wayward son. No one knows. Be true to yourself and you will never fail. Stop being afraid of unpleasant things and do what you want, even if it means you might feel scared, sad, or tired doing it. You can find friendship everywhere. One of my dear Tumblr friends said that. Not mine, but the person's. Good for her, not for me. Don't be embarrassed about small things because everyone around you will forget within a day. It made me come out of my shell and realize that really nobody cares about me coughing in a quiet classroom. It honestly helped more than a lot of other pieces of advice. If you can't afford a condom, then you sure as hell can't afford a child. Ooh, I like that one. Quoting from a Reddit comment I read it a long time ago. That's true. Very true. Um, know what you believe in and why. You'd think that it would be apparent, but you wouldn't believe how little people put into really thinking about their stance on things, beliefs are. Yeah, a lot of people just want to spout things, and I've heard this, they listen to answer, not to actually understand. Know what you believe and why. Don't just say things, don't just believe things. There's got to be a good reason if you're going to put yourself out there and you're going to take a stand for something, you better frickin' know why you're doing it. And yeah, you better know. In 100 years, none of this will matter. Well, that's true. Neither will you. I was a really attention-starved artist when I was younger. You know, the kind that purposely tells people their art is bad to fish for compliments. One day, someone told me that if I keep saying things like that, eventually everyone will believe me, including myself. So now I try to be proud of stuff I draw. That's good. But see, I'm kind of in the opposite camp. I'm huge on self-deprecating humor. So yeah, people don't change. Not that they can't, they just don't. That's facts, as my friend Drew Lynn would say. That's facts. Always focus on number one. Aw. Don't marry someone who isn't prepared to work as hard as you are. And that's true. One of my mentors told me that if I want something, buy it. If I like something, pass by it. Okay. It is what it is. Okay. There is a good practice and there is a bad practice. The War Owl's teacher is a wise human. You can spend a whole life wondering what could have been, and you'll never know if you don't take the chance right now. My little sister told me this a while ago, and I think about it to this day. Regrets make you a better person. Possibly. Everyone has them. So every time you make yourself do something that you feel too lazy to do, you become a better person. Yeah, not every time. I get the sentiment. On the other side of suffering is greatness. Yeah, I guess. The only thing worse than failure is regret. No experience, but okay. Sometimes it isn't important to be right as much as it is to respect the person you're with. You have to ask yourself, is my being right more important than this relationship? Sometimes it isn't. Okay. Just don't just sit there and cry about it. Do something. Oh yeah. A lot of people need to get off your ass, kind of thing. Go to a name brand college. It'll be worth it. Okay. If you can, do it. Other people don't think nearly as much about you as you do. That's very true. My grandma gave me the best advice in my life, and it really put things into perspective as far as dating goes. And it slowed my online swiping, thus making my life a little more calm. I had her elaborate on something and said at my dad's wedding, "You just have to like each other." She told me this: as your grandpa and I get older, we have noticed that a lot of our old people friends aren't happy in their marriages. They just sit there and bicker and they seem miserable. They don't even like each other anymore. So when you're with someone and you start planning a future together, you want to ask yourself, when I'm mad at them, do I at least still like them? Because being in love isn't going to be a feeling you have 100% of the time with your partner. Love fades, and whether or not you still like someone doesn't. So at the base of everything, good, bad, or otherwise, in between, you just got to like each other. That's that's some smart advice for a lot of things. I like that. From my dad. Say yes to everything and you'll love life without regret. From my buddy about girls. Less is more. From somewhere, be unapologetically yourself. I just ended a friendship with one of my close friends, and my sister told me sometimes people are going to be bad. You'll have fake friends at times, but the real friends you will have through the day. It is an inspiration to me that I have cried when she was alone. That was the best advice I've ever gotten in my life. Hmm. I regret the things I tried and failed far less than those I failed to try. Life is hard and only gets harder, but that doesn't mean you should give up on it. It just means we should push even harder. These are my advices. Always let people involved know if plans change or you change your mind. If you want, do you want it? Do Do what you want to do and makes you happy. If others get offended or think that you are being selfish, they're not worth the time and don't respect you. A friend or partner will love you for you. Don't try and give them a reason to. If you have to, it's not going to work. Always be honest and speak your mind no matter what. People can either hate it or appreciate it, but you will always respect you for being so open. I haven't found that to be true, but if it works for you, you do you, boo. Don't let 10 seconds ruin your time. Don't let 10 minutes ruin your day. Don't let 10 days ruin your year. Enjoy the positive time you have instead of letting a small negative portion of the whole ruin the rest. Before I went to college and decided that I wanted to do with my life, my uncle told me this. For every artist wishing for a steady income, there's 100 people sitting behind a desk wishing they could do something that they loved. He was right, I think. Never bets. Excuses are bullshit. We want results. He was an asshole, but he was right. One time when I was going through a rough patch of my life, a friend told me to remember that this too shall pass. Change my perception on everything at the moment. The master has failed more than the beginner has tried. Yeah, I've heard that one before. To be as ruthless as you can, because you can never survive in a world where you Mr. Goody Two Shoes. See, now that one's a little edgy. It's got a little edge to it. A crazy teacher used to tell me this in life. I shouldn't trust anyone, not even friends or family, as everyone, given the right opportunity, would betray me. Turned out he was right for most people I know. Unfortunately, that's an experience for a lot of people as well. My parents both gave me a lot of useful tidbits. Best, maybe not, but this is my favorite because I'm sure it has saved me a lot of stress. My dad, when I was probably 13, gave me a key ring with keys to the house, the RV, and both cars. He told me to make a place specifically for them in my wallet when I sleep, and always put them there, and only there, and always keep my keys and wallet by my side pockets whenever I get dressed. In the side pockets, not the back. Too easy to pickpocket, and it causes bad posture when sitting. Never go downstairs without getting dressed and having them, even if you're not planning on leaving the house. Never set them down anywhere but the one place they belong, same as my glasses. 22 now. I lost my keys once in the house. Never lost my wallet, knock on wood. It actually feels physically weird when one of my side pockets is empty. The best part is my dad only recently got into the habit himself. He is notorious in the family for losing sunglasses, frequently misplaces his keys, and used to misplace his wallet fairly often. This is definitely a learn from my mistakes. Respond, don't react. Sometimes you gotta do both. Dad used to scream out, "Die for it!" in memory of our days playing catch, and the ball would be too far to catch. So you need to leap for it. Can't tell you how many times "die for it" has come back into my mind when making big decisions. Take responsibility for both the good and the bad. If your people do a good job, praise them up the chain. If they screw it up, then take responsibility because they are your people. Always let your boss hear about your screw up from you and not from somebody else. Tell the truth without any shade and be brutally honest. Yeah. Yeah. Completely agree with voter 1126. Don't rely on other people for your happiness. I've heard that one numerous times. Do not take yourself too seriously. Do not overthink things you will not be able to change anyway. You are special, but not better than anyone. It is okay to say no. The grass is not greener on the other side of the fence. The grass is greener where you water it. A friend once told me recently that mistakes are how you learn. Honestly, it didn't flip my entire globe upside down, but it did change my perspective a lot, as I will tend to fear failure. Confidence opens so many doors for you. It is true. If you do something confidently, enough people will assume you got this covered and wave you right on through. Yeah, I've heard that one before too. You get what you pay for. True bargains are rare, but it seems too cheap. If it seems too cheap, there's probably a really good reason for it. Pay more for better quality and better service when you can. Every action has good and bad consequences. Try to take actions with good consequences that outweigh the bad ones. Do your best. Don't be a dick. You'll do just fine. Make a decision, right or wrong, it doesn't matter, but you have to make the decision to move forward. If it's right, great. If it's wrong, fix it and you'll learn from it. Yep. Life is like riding a bike. If you focus on what you're doing, you'll be fine. If you focus too much on where you are going or where you've been, you will crash. You must keep pedaling to move forward, and sometimes coasting is okay. Stop living in fear all the time. The only reason I know this the best advice I've ever been given is because it came from a college professor that I never liked, yet it stuck with me for the past almost 20 years. No matter what you do in life, you're going to fail. The trick is to keep failing until you actually succeed. Yeah, I like that one. Everyone in your life has a purpose. Once they've completed that purpose, it's time to let them go. It'll hurt, but it's for the best. Wow. And the worst of my mental health issues, my brother gifted me a mug that said, I should really consider the phrase on it. Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. Strength isn't something is strength isn't everything, but it counts for a hell of a lot. I got this from a movie, but it still has the best advice I've ever heard. The less a man makes declarative statements, the less apt they are to look foolish in retrospect. That's yeah. Yeah. Love thy neighbor as thyself. I've recently been learning about forgiveness. I've been talking about it with a therapist and a few close friends to get a better understanding of it. Apparently, forgiveness isn't about telling the person who hurt you that everything they did is okay. It's more about letting that hurt not define who you are. It's about not letting that weigh you down from living life. I've never thought about it like that before. I've always wondered how people who have been through traumatic experiences are able to forgive. It's still hard for me to imagine, and I don't know how to let go of it, but I am getting there. I think that's God, that's like super deep and important. Um, you're always told, forgive and forget, whatever. Sometimes that's not going to be possible, and you're not always going to get the results you want. But you've got to learn to let go and forgive what you can, I guess. No matter what you do, you can't please everybody. No, we've heard this many times. Enjoy every second because it goes much faster than you'd ever imagine. In the snap of the fingers, your life will fly by. When we were talking about my social anxiety, my brother told me, people don't care that much about you. Nobody's paying enough attention to judge you. And if they are, why would you care about someone like that? Their opinions of you anyway. That's good. Billy Joel used the line, only fools are satisfied. And I think that's pretty good advice. I'm not going to improve on Billy Joel, so we're going to end that one there. I appreciate you listening. If you don't mind, like the video if you like it. If you don't, that's cool too. But we'll talk to you later. Appreciate it. Bye.